The House is resumed. Kia ora tātou no reira te whare, inga iwi, inga rio, inga hawe wha tēnā koutou. Tēnā koutou, tēnā koutou katoa. Honourable members, prior to the dinner break at 6 o'clock, the Honourable Member Rino Tirakatani was speaking, and according to this he had 8 minutes remaining to speak, and he's speaking to the Southland District Council, Stewart Island, Rikiura. Visitor Levy Empowering Bill.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
I call the Honourable Member Rino Tirakatani. Tēnā koe.
Tēnā koe, Mr. Speaker.
Tēnā koe.
Tēnā koutou e ngā mea mō te whare. Picking up from where we left off, the Southland District Council Stewart Island Rakiura Visitor Levy Empowering Bill has had a long gestation period. It has spent the last 20 months between its first reading and now coming back for its second reading. But I haven't been obviously a member of the Local Government and Environment Select Committee which was considering the bill, but I understand, and having read through the bill as it has been amended, there has been considerable time and considerable amendments made to the bill, and in spite of the length of time that has taken, I do believe that the bill that, as it now appears, has been improved, and definitely there are some very good, elegant solutions put in place in the drafting of the legislation, of the bill. To get to the crux of what the bill does, it enables the Southland District Council to set and collect visitor levies on passengers travelling to Stewart Island Rakiura, and the visitor levy will be used to enhance services, facilities and amenities provided for such people. Now obviously this is a unique situation which has led to the introduction of this bill, and it's really based around the unique situation of the Stewart Island Rakiura community. There are only 200 ratepayers in the district, and I think the total population is just a little over 420 total population. So very small population and rating base, and yet there is a growing demand and a growing tourism industry in such a beautiful place, which has seen an increase, I believe, over 30,000 visitors annually to Rakiura, and also a substantial increase in the cruise ship visitors to the island. So, in light of all of that, it is impractical to demand of such a small rate-paying base to provide all the amenities with such a high visitor population, and so this levy this bill through the levy provides a fair mechanism whereby the council can levy a reasonable levy and I understand there's been discussion that it won't be more than $5 or around that vicinity. So a small charge, but it will mean a collection of additional revenue which can go directly into the community to enhance and look after the amenities and services and facilities for all of the visitors to the island. So there were concerns raised, and I understand at the first reading, around the fact that this could set a precedent for other tourist spots to follow, and that has been addressed in this bill through making it a very specific focus, that it specifically relates to the Southland District Council and specifically to Stewart Island Rakiura. So it doesn't have any wider application, but and it is in recognition of the unique aspects and the issues that Rakiura faces, as I've just mentioned previously. However, as the local member sharing with the Honourable Annette King of the Chatham Islands Rakiura, there are similar small communities which do face similar issues, not exactly the same as Stewart Island Rakiura, but the Chatham Islands is a very small community. It does only have a very small rating base, and it does have a growing tourism industry, and I know that there's a lot of emphasis being put in on the Chatham Islanders to grow their tourism industry, because they're actually, the unique wildlife and bird life and beautiful scenery that are on both Chatham Islands and Rakiura are world renowned, and so that will be one matter that I'll be discussing with my colleague Annette King, and when we have further conversations with our constituents on the Chatham Islands and the Chatham Island District Council, because this, in a way, this bill is a model for very unique situations and unique communities such as the Chatham Islands. So this bill is a local solution to meet the growing infrastructure needs of Stewart Island, Rakiura, and I've acknowledged the local member who I share Rakiura with, Eric Roy, for being in charge of this bill. And as I mentioned, the bill has been substantially redrafted. Just looking through the pages, practically the whole bill from its first reading has been overhauled to how it appears now in its amended form, and it has been for the better. If I just go through a few of the clauses, I particularly note clause 3, the purpose, which has been very much refined in terms of the purpose of the bill, and it says the purpose of the Act is to provide a mechanism for the Council to set and collect levies and obtain revenue from passengers travelling to Stewart Island and Rakiura. So it's fine-tuned and very much honed in the purpose of the bill, of the Act, or when it becomes of the bill, and also the definition of visitor. There's a lot of thought that's been gone into the drafting of this definition, and so it only covers visitors who are those persons who travel to or from the island, whether for a single day or for any continuous period less than 21 days, by any transport vessel. So, but there is a number of exclusions to the definition of visitor: ratepayers, residents or dependents of ratepayers, beneficiaries of Rakiura Māori Land Trust, and I'd like to acknowledge the addition of the exclusion of the landowners, the Māori landowners of the Rakiura Māori Land Trust, who are the second biggest landowner on Rakiura, and also it is well drafted to exclude the persons involved in carriage and transportation, long-term visitors, of course, and also a good addition has been the omission of children, those under 18, from the definition of visitor. So all of those positive changes and really productive and very good drafting that has gone on between as a result of all of the select committees' review and amendments are to be commended, and I look forward to speaking again when it gets to the committee stage for this bill. Kia ora tātou.
Can I advise the member under Speaker's Rulings 25(2), you must call. I cannot anticipate what you're going to say.
Mr. Speaker.
I call